Hi everybody, this is Pat in the paper closet. Today we're starting a new junk journal. It's going to be called Woven Grays, and I'm basing this off the mini album I had shown in a flip through. It was called Woven Photo. Now I've set up what I want to do here. I'm going to show you how I got to this point. But what you'll need is several sheets of, I used copied paper. I printed it single-sided, and I have 1, 2, 3, 4 patterns, right? 1, 2, 3, yeah. I have 4 patterns. You can use as many as you want. My strips I cut on my paper trimmer. I cut them all at 1.5 by 11, which was the length of the paper. And I cut, now depending on how you want it, you could do it this way, or you could make a wider strip, a narrower strip, a wide strip, and that you could do it any way you want. The only thing is, the more strips that you use, the harder it is to weave. So I went with just same size strips, and that across for my junk journal, which is going to have a cover that's 5 3/4 by 8 3/4. I cut a base out of black cardstock, and I made that a little bit smaller than the cover. So the cover was going to be 5 3/4 wide, so I cut this at 5.5 by, I would assume it's 8.5. Yes, 5.5 by 8.5. I want it a little bit smaller so that when I put it on the cover, which is also going to be black, the base, will have an outer edge of about 1/8 of an inch all around. I think that'll look nice bordering it. So I cut that, and then I put on my vertical strips first because I think it'll be easier to weave if we go this way rather than the long way, because it would be more weaving. In other words, if you put it on your horizontal strips, oh excuse me, I need a drink of water. Of course I just started. Okay, so what I was saying, if you do the horizontal strips first and clip them, and then you weave upward, you have to weave through all these strips. Whereas I put the vertical strips first so I can weave across. So I only have to go under 3 strips. Okay, now this is my plan. This is how I laid it out. Now I'm going to remove these strips. These are sewing clips, by the way. You can get them on Amazon. They work very well. Well, use any kind of clips you have, except paper clips. They would go in too far. I'm going to leave this one on, and I'm going to take these out, but I want to lay them in the order that I want them. I'm just going to put these to the side in the same order, so I know what goes next. And I think what I'm going to start with, I'm going to flip it around upside down here. I'm going to put a very narrow strip of glue along the tops of these vertical strips to hold them in place. See, I want it all glued down. I don't want it just woven and loose, because on the cover I think it would get destroyed that way. So I haven't quite figured that out yet, but I'll get there. Alright, I'm going to put along the edge here. Hope my glue's working. There we go. Just a little along the edge. And I'm going to line it up where I want it. And that seems to be good. I have a paper towel to wipe up the glue. I don't want it all over our strips. Okay, now the next one, I want a space in between my my pieces, you don't have to. You could put them right next to each other, but you would need more strips then. So I'm just going with this. Another small amount of glue along the top. And I'm going to put this one where I want it. I'd say that's about 1/4 of an inch between the vertical strip. Yeah. And then the last one. Oh, now I have a tickle in my throat. Okay, another strip of glue. I'm going to glue this one down. Push it up to the edge. Make it about 1/4 of an inch between. That was good. Now I know I've done this once before, and it was many years ago when I made that woven photo mini album, but I don't remember how I glued it all down. So this is my guess. So don't work along with me. Let's wait to see if I make any mistakes. And then you don't have to make those mistakes. All right, so those are glued down at the top. Now I'm thinking I'm going to take this strip, okay, this is the first one. I'm going to lift these up, and I'm going to put glue stick. Like I said, I'm not sure about this process, so don't work along with me. Let's see how it works. Just don't bend your strip. You don't want folds in it. I'm putting glue under that one. Don't press it down yet. And I'll put glue under this one. Right like that. Enough to hold it down. When we're finished, we could tuck some glue under all the strips and tighten them up. But for now, I want them to stay where I put them. Okay, now we're going to take our strip. Don't press any of those down. Now this first strip went over, under, over. So that's what I'm going to do. Put it on about 1/4 of an inch from the top, even with the edge. And then I'm going to press everything down. I'm going to put glue on the edge of this one. Along the edge, as we did on the top. I think this is going to work. Okay. Now this one, pressing this down. I'm going to turn it over, and I'm going to cut this block even. Even as I can, as close as I can get right now. We'll fix it up when we're done. I want to put glue on this side, on this edge. I just want to make sure everything's tacked down so it won't come loose when it's on the cover. So I'm leaving that 1/4 of an inch sort of all around. This one looks a little crooked, but we could deal with it. All right, that's the first one. Now, for the second one, we're going to do the same thing. I'm going to lift this one up. Don't bend it. Just put glue sort of in the center where it will go. And don't press it down. We have to weave. Just in the center. And the third one. Now this is where I said if you go in the opposite way, the weaving from the bottom to the top, you have a lot more strips to go through. Okay, this is my second one. Now this one's going to go under, over, under. I have to work my way up there. It's getting a little difficult. Lift up these strips here. They're not glued down yet. Try and leave that 1/4 of an inch. see how that looks. Up a little bit more. You have time for your glue to dry, so you can move it. Sort of. There we go. Alright, that looks good. Trying to keep them even. And getting them done before the glue dries. Okay, that looks good. Now again, I'm going to glue on the edge here, so it stays there. There may be a much simpler way of doing this, I don't know. I'm just guessing right now. Okay, we have 2 strips in. Now this is our 3rd strip. It's going to go here, so it's going to go over, under, over. The opposite of what we did here. Over, under, over. Alright, let's lift these up. I just knocked a strip on the floor. Okay, let's glue that there. Don't press it down. Oh, no, I'm getting a text. It's echoing on my iPad. Sorry about that. Okay. Don't press them down. We have to weave. This is our 3rd strip. It's going over, under, over. So get it to where you want it. That one went very easily. And then press it down. I'm going to glue this side. This may not come out perfect, but that's okay. Oh my goodness. Sorry. Now this piece was a piece of cardstock instead of copy paper. So it's taking a little longer to dry to get the glue to stick. Okay, there's that one. Make sure everything's staying in place. So far, so good. We have 3. Let me get the one I knocked on the floor. Which was this one. And this one was, I don't know what my order was, but this will work. If I do that, and this piece. Okay, this is the next one. We'll lift up a strip. Don't bend it. Just put some glue stick in the center. Don't press it down. It's going a little quicker than I thought it would. I thought it was going to have trouble doing the glue. Okay, don't press it down. This one goes under, over, under. So under a strip, over that strip, under the strip. Up to the 1/4 of an inch spot. See our little squares in the center? You don't have to make them. You can make them right next to each other. This is just how I want it. Okay. Now again, we're going to glue down this end. Well, that one's glued down already with the glue stick. Just this one. Now my last piece is not going to be a full strip. This is where I'm going to cut it off. But that's okay. Okay, our last piece. Again, the glue stick first. In the center. Not pressing it down. Take our last strip, which is going to go over, under, over, the opposite of what we just did. Line it up at the edge. I'm going to push that over a little because it's crooked. It's cut crooked. Press it down. I moved it. See that? It moved with the glue. Okay, I'm going to glue down this edge, which is a little crooked, but you really can't tell. I'm right off my backing. Okay, got that piece down. Looking up in the glue I have here. Turn it on this side. I'm gluing this strip. Okay, now I'm going to trim off the bottom so I can glue the bottom down. See how I meant the last strip was wider than I needed? But that's okay. You won't notice it. I'm going to cut this off even with the bottom. Making sure my strip is down. Tuck some glue under these, under the strips here. Should get it up. Okay, I'll pick it up. Oh, here's one. Glue that one down. Tuck some glue under here on that strip. Wiping up that excess glue. And under this one. So that all our ends are glued down. Now I may, if I see anything really bubbling up or buckling up, I may tuck some glue under it, but they seem fine. Actually turned out a lot easier than I thought. So let's trim off the side. Even with the edges I can get it. Okay, these little pieces sticking out. Cut a little bit off my edge, but that's okay. Get this off my mat. Well, let's see. This was the top. Top started with full blocks. You see here, like I was talking about, I only have a little strip, but that's okay. Turned out much better than I thought. It wasn't as hard as I thought to glue it down. Now this is a previous junk journal I made. This one is actually 6 by 9. But this is what I was talking about. This piece is going to go on top of the cover, and there'll be a border all around it. It won't be as big as this, because this book is bigger. So in the next video, we'll be putting together the cover. And I will be decorating it. I haven't decided what I want to put on the front. I may want to put maybe a square with a phrase on it. I think that would look nice in the center. Made out of black cardstock with white writing on it. So that's it. It went a lot easier than I thought. A little more trimming, that's all I need to do. And this piece is ready. That'll go on the front. Very good, these are glued down. So the glue stick worked. Putting it only in the center. Nothing's really popping up. And it's good. Thank you. Thank you for coming. Thank you for watching. I really didn't make any big mistakes, did I? Worked out well. I'm surprised myself. Okay. So thank you for coming, and I hope you liked this video. Please hit the like button and leave me a comment whether you like this or not, or if you know of a better way of doing paper weaving. So hit the subscribe button and the bell, and you'll be notified when the next video is up. We'll be making the base of the cover. The front, the back, and the binding. The spine, sorry. Okay, thank you. See you soon. Bye.